Hi, welcome to this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We like to bring together subject matter experts on Media Champions to help walk you through media and marketing, branding, storytelling, and kind of showing where the intersection of the art and the science come together. And today we have one of those pros on the program. Please make welcome Jason Fairchild. He is with tvScientific and joins us today on Media Champions. Hi, welcome to the program, Jason.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. Great to be here.
Thanks for saying yes, and thanks for what you do, because you really help people through this process. And let's talk about right off the bat where you see the trends happening and headed in the next couple of years, because they are a changing.
Yeah, so with regard to TV advertising, which is obviously what we focus on, we see just a radical shift in the market. So historically, TV has been dominated by 500 advertisers. So it's a large market, $72 billion, dominated 80% by 500 national brands. If you compare that with search, paid search, like Google's business model, or social, Facebook's model, there's 9 million advertisers. So why we exist is to make TV accessible, particularly streaming TV advertising, accessible and measurable, just like digital. So just like Google and Facebook, except for TV. So any marketer that might be on Google or Facebook can now come to TV, market on to 100 million plus households, and measure in the same way they do digital. So cost per click, cost per outcome, cost per sale, et cetera. So for the first time really in history, we can do true return on investment analysis against TV ad spend.
Absolutely. And very much like the social media channels that are out there, there are so many channels now available on television. Can we talk about how you're explaining to clients that you can pinpoint that exact customer, down to the show and the hour that they're watching through analytics and your research, because it is available to you? And I'm going to parlay this into another question, and that is somebody partnering with somebody like you to actually get this done is a very good idea. Why?
So I'll first talk about the how. What we talk about is connecting the dots deterministically. That means no panels, no sort of fuzzy math, but deterministically connecting the dots between a TV ad delivered to a given household and then a purchase that is made from that household. And we can do that, slice and dice it by sort of hour, like how many hours after the TV ad for Domino's Pizza, for example, went by before a pizza was ordered from that household. So very precise, very deterministic, meaning we don't leverage sort of one household in a million as a panel to figure out if the TV ad is working or not. We know directly, just like a paid click in Google or a paid click in Facebook, where 1-to-1 a click equals a sale. We can do the same thing on TV now.
What surprises you the most that your customers or potential customers don't understand about the way that the world of television advertising has changed over the years? Is there anything you could share with us that surprises you that they don't get?
Well, first, most advertisers don't know this is even possible. So I would say that's the first surprise. Once we get through that conversation, and we draw the parallel or the analogy between paid search, for example, or Facebook and TV, what they immediately go to is what's called last click attribution, meaning when they look at their website analytic tools, they'll see that a click came from Google, and then they can measure how much that click cost versus how much revenue it generated. The thing that's different with the TV is you cannot click on a TV. So consequently, you've got to basically come to the table with a lot of math or a lot of data that shows the consumer journey between seeing an ad and making a purchase, all the way through, including the last click channel, which could be Google, it could be Facebook, it could be any number of other channels. But the main thing is the correlation between an ad delivered in a household and a purchase, and how quickly that happened. And it may be different for large purchases, like say a mattress or a car, versus a very inexpensive purchase, say a free online game, for example. But that level of data and analysis needs to be there, and it needs to be self-evident in the platform that says TV ad purchase within 20 minutes. it's kind of hard to argue that, which is what we aim to accomplish in our analytics.
Well, and numbers clearly don't lie. Can we end with combining the science and the art portion of it, because you've really hit home on the science part of it. Having the art side, i.e., the content is king. To put that brand out there, whatever it is you're trying to reach the customer with, you have to combine the art and the science in order for it to work. Why?
Well, the first, from my point of view, the first thing is really the scientific method. There's a lot of room for artistic expression in building of the hypothesis. So think about a hypothesis and the scientific method as the creative in TV, and it's always been subjective for TV creative advertising. It doesn't have to be anymore. You can have 5 different hypotheses for which ads will work best, and go live on our platform and immediately know which ads perform the best in terms of driving the outcome you're looking for. So it no longer has to be subjective. It can be very objective, and leaving room, and I think leaving tons of room for creativity, but in a way that you can finally measure, which has been missing really since the history of television.
Jason, you are a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for saying yes to Media Champions, and thanks for what you all do. You're doing it with gusto, and really appreciate you.
Yep. Again, appreciate you having me on the show.
Anytime. For the rest of you, we can make the connect to Jason. If you want to reach him, you can find him by finding us here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Trace Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.